First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Yahweh being the name of the Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai being the name of the Son, who the Father sent to die for the sins of Israel. Yahweh Shai being the name who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And that's in the ancient tongue, the pure language, which is the Paleo-Hebrew. Double honors to the apostles and elders and the brothers on down, the great millstone, who rule well, and for teaching me this 100% truth according to the scriptures. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, the brothers and the very few sisters who are walking in this truth with all sincerity and meekness and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. But most importantly of all, having faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and enduring until the day of his return. So look, this is going to be another, hopefully is another short, edifying, straight to the point video lesson on unclean and clean foods. Clean and unclean diet, right? Foods. And the Spirit jumped on me to do this lesson, so why not, right? Sometimes it's good to go back to the basics, you know. So yeah, man. So we and this lesson is going out to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know, that's it, to the elect. Most importantly of all, you know, but that's within Israel. And I pray for the brothers and a few sisters out there also to endure and keep fighting a good fight of faith, right? So yeah, let's do this video, right? Leviticus, right? It's unclean and unclean foods, right? You'll see a little picture there. You know, they got the cow, sheep, fish, you know, scales. They got the hen, turkey. Then you got unclean, you got the pork, turtles, sharks, snakes, lobsters, crabs, dog, cat, horse, right? You can see a whole bunch of, which, I guess a drawing of it. So with that being said, right, I'm going to grab the first scripture, which is the Levitical. It's in chapter 11. This is where the dietary law is at, right? So, these are laws. These are basically rules that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai has given us, our people, Israel, right? To separate us, to make us holy, to separate us from the other nations, right? And that's just the way Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai made it. That's, you know, that's how he wanted it. So, with that being said, I'm going to start in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. It says, and the Lord Yahweh spoke unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. You see? If you look in the NLT version, right here, it says, give the following instructions. You see? So these are basically laws, instructions, right? Rules. Verse 3, right here. Whatsoever parted the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. You see, so it has to be parted in the hoof, and cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, right? Among the beasts that shall ye eat. This is talking about land animals, right? Because it said in verse 2. Right, these are the beasts which you shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Land, right? So it has to be part of the hoof and cloven-footed, and it has to chew the cud. You know, chewing the cud. What is chewing the cud? We look it up. Basically, it's regurgitate back the food and chew it again to, you know, the cud.
Strong's H 1625. Gerah,
right? Right here, cud. So if we look up cud, Cud is a portion of food that returns from a ruminant's stomach to the mouth to be chewed for the second time. More precisely, it is a bolus of semi-degraded food regurgitated from the reticulorumen of a ruminant. Cud is produced during the physical digestive process of rumination. So it's to break down the food better. Right here, partly digested food returned from the first stomach of ruminants to the mouth for further chewing. You see? It's for further chewing. Break it down right. So animals that are cloven, part of the hoof and is cloven footed and chew the cuds, you can eat them. Short, right here. A short picture of it, right? Small picture of it. Now it says in verse 4, nevertheless, these shall you not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean to you. See, you can't eat camels, even though he cheweth the cud, you know. Verse 5, and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the hare, that's the rabbit, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean to you. Verse 7, and the swine, the pork, right? Though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. So you see, the Lord has gave you a perfect dietary law to follow, you know, for good reasons. You don't want to eat pork. Pork eats nothing but garbage, man. You know? The Lord knows why he set these rules. It's for our own good. It's like you as a parent, right? You're going to set some rules in your house for your kids, right? Why? For their own good, you know? Verse 8. Now, let's go into the waters, right? You're unclean. You see the lobsters, octopus, shrimp, crabs, clams, right? It's in verse 9. This is real simple. Oh, man. This is real simple, man. This is like basic, man. These are the laws. And like and I'm gonna show you what happens when you don't keep the laws, right? It says, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. You can eat salmon, you can eat fish. It has to have fins and scales at the same time, you know? It has to have both. You can eat them out of anywhere. Those are clean animals to you. Salmon, bass, tilapia, right? And verse 10, right here. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing, right? Any living thing. Plants are living things too, like that whole sea moss. That's a living thing. Does it have fins and scales? No. So you can't eat that. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. So you can't eat shrimp, lobster. Why? Because they don't have fins and scales, right? It is unclean to you. And the Lord knows why. Those are unclean animals. Look, for example, the catfish. Catfish eats shit from the bottom, man. What else? The lobsters, crabs, all that shit, shrimps, all them animals, they're bottom feeders, man. They eat all the bullshit in the water, and you're eating all that shit with it every time you have a lobster or a catfish. Right, so these are the laws that the Lord has put in place. This is called the dietary laws. You can look them up in Leviticus chapter 11, right? So what does it say also? Sin is the transgression, right? Sin right? Book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. So you see, by you not keeping the dietary laws, which is just one of the few of the laws of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? You're sinning. You're actually sinning. That's what sin is, right? The transgression of the law. You know? So Yahweh Shai didn't come here to do away with the laws like he says. Like he came to fulfill. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Right? Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. He ain't come to do away with the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. He has came to fulfill what? To fulfill the prophecies about him, right? And that's written all about him all over in the volume of the book. For verily I say unto you, this is verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, and heaven and earth has not passed. We're still here. Heaven, the kingdom hasn't come yet. And one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. And everything ain't fulfilled yet. We still got prophecies that has to come. Yahweh Shai has to return. So all ain't fulfilled. So guess what? The law still stands. So why does Christianity teach that the law is done away with? Because it's all lies. That's what they have been taught by this system. That's what they have been taught by the so-called white man who's Esau Edom. They have been taught lies, and we have inherited lies. Grab that real quick. Salakia. Jeremiah chapter 16. No, this ain't. Yes, wait. Is that Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. O Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. What do you think he's talking about? He didn't know. This is talking about the Israelites who were Gentiles. We were once Gentiles when we was spiritually dead, but now that the Lord has quickened our spirits, all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai for that, right? We have remember who we are, and we have come back as, we no longer call ourselves Ecuadorian, Puerto Rican, or black. We call ourselves Israelites, right? Hebrew Israelites. So that's what it says. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. And we now being awake know this. We know that our fathers have inherited lies, and so have we when we were spiritually dead. Yeah, so that's lies, man. That the Christian church teaches. If you look in history, man, all that comes from Roman Catholicism comes from the Roman Catholic Church, man. All that Christianity, all of it, comes from the same tree, basically. They're just different, there's just branches of it. Talking about the law is done away with. You can eat whatever you want. And you know why they do that? Because of the vision. Let me grab that real quick. It's Acts 10. Acts 10. Right here, because of the vision, right? I'm going to start at 1. You know what? I'll start at 1. Just to get the context, right? The context. It says, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, right? A devout man, one that feared Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua with all his house. And it's crazy too, just because they say he was in an Italian band, or he had to be Italian. No. Ain't on so-called black people and so-called Latinos and Native Americans in the army, in the Americans military, and that makes them what? Americans? Really? No. It's just by that. That's because he was in their, in their band, right? Regiment. A devout man, one that feared Yahweh with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to Yahweh always. Now in verse 3, it said, verse 3, right here, he saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thy alms are come up for a memorial before Yahweh. Right? Let me jump straight to the point, man. Jump straight to the point. Right here, verse 9. Right? This is where they get, and this is going to show you that, watch, it'll all reveal itself, watch. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. Verse 10, and he became very hungry and would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance, right? And saw heaven open, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the 4 corners, and let down to the earth. Verse 12, wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. Verse 14, right here. This is how you know Peter was keeping the law. But Peter said, Not so, Lord Yahweh, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. So he's getting a vision here, right? And he's thinking he's talking about unclean and clean animals. But later on, he's going to show you it's not, right? And the voice spoke unto him, verse 15, again the second time, What Yahweh has cleansed, that call not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessels was received up again into heaven. Boom, vision left, right? Verse 17, now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he has seen should mean, you see, because he knows, wait, what this vision means something. This don't mean, oh, he said I could eat unclean foods already. No, man. Because he knows that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua ain't going to tell him to go eat unclean foods, man. Like the scriptures say, he changes not. He is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So he ain't going to change his law, statutes, and commandments. You feel me? So anyway, it says, see, now while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house and stood before the gate. So this is, and if you read on, let me see if I get straight to the point. Peter. One second. All right, right here. So look, verse 18, right? And called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. They was looking for Peter, right? The men who Cornelius sent. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee. So he's talking about, because if you go further on down, right here, Verse 25, and as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshiped him. Keep going down. And he said unto them, that's an awful thing for man. Company. He said, God, show me that right here. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But God has showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. You see? So he's talking about not calling Cornelius unclean, who was basically in reality he was an Israelite, right? He knew the understanding of Yahweh Bashim. Was he a circumcised according to the law Israelite? Like you had those days with your Pharisees? No, because you had your Pharisees that were like real law, right? They kept the law, whatever, They knew they was who they were. They were circumcised. But then you had your Israelites who didn't know who they were, who were considered Gentiles, who weren't circumcised, right? That's what the Lord said. Don't call anything that I send unto you common or unclean, because the Lord is dealing with them. Like the scriptures say, the law it's all in the spirit too, The law ain't gonna save us. The law is not what makes us righteous, because you can keep the law and be a fucking devil still, right? So it's not the law. It's really it's the Holy Spirit, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakodas, right? That's what keeps us, makes us basically holy, separate, too. Gives us our righteousness. So, but that's what when they read that, they get that understanding of he's talking about foods, like clean animals. Nah, man, because like the scriptures say, he changes not, right? Malachi 3:6. Right here, Malachi. I, the Lord, do not change. I, the Lord, Yahweh, do not change. So you, the descendants of Jacob, are not destroyed. And who are the descendants of Jacob? Israel, the 12 sons. He had 12 sons, right? Which make up the 12 tribes of Israel. So the Lord does not change, right? Just like Yahweh Shai doesn't either. Yahweh, right here, Yahweh Shai, this Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever. You see, so they're not going to 1 minute say keep the law, this and that, and then he's going to send his son, tell him, nah, never mind, tell him not to keep it. No, man. They're the same yesterday, today, and forever. Yahweh, that's what the scripture said. Him and the Father are one. They're one. They're in one agreement, man. One. They're one. Just like the scriptures describe the elect, right? It's many of the elect, but they made what? They made one body, right? One body in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. With that being said, hopefully this video was short, edifying, straight to the point, right? Call out Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai for this lesson. Until next time, Shalom. And keep enduring, brothers and very few sisters out there. Keep praying and enduring. This place is done. Shalom.